The Roman Empire stood at the edge of transformation. With Nerva gone and Trajan now seated as emperor, the empire finally had a leader forged not from luxury or politics, but from battlefields, fortresses, and the harsh discipline of military life. Trajan was a soldier first, an emperor second, and that simple truth would shape Rome's destiny. After taking power, he didn't stay in Rome to bask in admiration. He traveled straight to the empire's northern frontier. He walked through frozen camps, inspected defenses, and listened to the men who held the borders together. The legions felt something they hadn't felt in decades: trust in their emperor. Trajan didn't lead from marble halls, he led from the mud and snow beside them. But his journey north had a purpose far greater than boosting morale. Beyond the Danube River, a threat was rising, one that Rome had underestimated for too long. A kingdom armed not just with courage, but with gold, strategy, and a fierce desire to remain unconquered. That kingdom was Dacia. To understand why Rome marched to war, we must understand the Dacia. They were no small tribe, but a powerful, organized force. Their mountain fortresses stood like stone guardians over their land. Their warriors wielded the deadly curved falx, a blade so brutal it could split Roman shields and helmets. And their king, Decebalus, was a tactician who had already humiliated Rome in previous conflicts, defeating generals, negotiating from strength, and exposing the empire's weaknesses. But the deeper threat lay underground in Dacia's vast gold mines. Wealth poured into the kingdom, funding armies, defenses, and alliances. Each year, Decebalus grew stronger, and for Trajan, this was unacceptable. Rome could not enter a golden age while a rival power grew rich and confident on its doorstep. Tension along the Danube intensified. Scouts clashed, border patrols vanished, and raids struck Roman territory. These were not random attacks. They were tests. Each side was measuring the other. The river had become more than a frontier. It was a spark, waiting for a breath to ignite it. Trajan realized that defeating Dacia would take more than disciplined legions. It would take innovation engineering on a scale no emperor had attempted before. So he turned to a genius, Apollodorus of Damascus, the architect who would later design Trajan's Forum and his legendary column. Together, they embarked on a project that stunned the ancient world: a colossal bridge across the Danube. Massive stone piers driven deep into the riverbed, a wooden roadway stretching across the raging waters like a highway carved by the gods. This was not just a bridge, it was a declaration. Rome was done reacting. Rome was coming. Once the bridge rose from the river, Rome's final preparations began. The empire summoned its strength from every corner, hardened legions from the Balkans, cavalry from Spain, archers from Syria, and auxiliaries from far-flung provinces. Engineers built siege engines. Blacksmiths forged new armor. Caravans carried grain oil, weapons, and medical supplies. The empire transformed into a coordinated war machine. All of it pointed toward one target: the Dacian capital, Sarmisegetusa. Trajan oversaw every detail. He was preparing for a quick victory. He was preparing for a campaign that could reshape the empire's future. The atmosphere in the camps shifted. Soldiers felt they were part of something greater. An emperor marching with them, an enemy worth defeating, and a war that could define an era. As winter winds swept across the Danube, the stage for one of history's greatest conflicts stood ready. On one side, Rome, disciplined, relentless, united under a leader forged by war. On the other, Dacia, fierce, proud, and determined to remain free under the brilliant command of King Decebalus. Two worlds colliding. Two rulers destined to fight. Two armies preparing for a war that would echo across the ages. Trajan was ready. Decebalus was waiting, and the Roman Empire was about to cross the Danube and step into legend.